This morning, the prime ministers of 3 European countries, Poland, Slovenia, and the Czech Republic, took the extraordinary step of meeting with Ukrainian leaders in Kyiv as a sign of Europe's, quote, unequivocal support. Which, guys, you gotta admit, that's really admirable. I mean, these people are having an in-person meeting in an active war zone. Meanwhile, some of us are too scared to go back to the office. Yeah. I mean, we say it's about COVID, but it's really about Dave at the water cooler. And with the outside world stepping up its pressure on Russia, Russia is now fighting back. Yeah, in a classic move of, I know you are, but what am I? Russia has just announced that it is slapping sanctions on high-profile American targets, including President Biden, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, Hillary Clinton, and Hunter Biden. Yes, Russia says that they will no longer be able to travel to Russia, and any assets that they have in Russia have been frozen. Which, I mean, sounds ridiculous, right? I doubt any of those people have any assets in Russia, especially Joe Biden, right? He just keeps all of his money hidden behind his nephew's ear. What? Now, of course, Russia is carrying out a way more serious crackdown on its own citizens, with laws in place against protesting the war in any way. And some Russians have been trying to find a loophole, right? Turning out in public to not protest anything. That's what they've been doing, which is actually a pretty clever idea. But it turns out the Russian government is not laughing.
Meanwhile, in Russia, protesters continue to be arrested. According to this video by activists, this woman holds up a sign that simply reads 2 words before police take her away.
Over 14,000 people have been arrested for protesting the war in Ukraine. Russian police have even detained people for carrying blank signs.
Damn, that is next-level censorship right there. Imagine that. Even people holding up blank signs, nothing on it, are getting arrested in Russia. I mean, think about it. If you see a blank sign and you automatically assume people are criticizing you, that's your insecurity showing. Yeah, they clearly think they have something to be ashamed of. Because let me tell you something. If I saw a blank sign, someone just standing outside the Daily Show holding a blank sign, yeah, I'd just be like, why, yes, I have lost weight. Thank you. You don't see it? I see it. So, according to reports, the Russian government has now arrested over 14,000 protesters, which may not seem like a huge number, but remember this, for Russia, where getting arrested at a protest might mean your life is over, 14,000 is a lot. I mean, to put that in terms Putin would appreciate, 14,000 is like 2 tables worth of people. Moving on to economic news. As you know, the entire world is facing massive supply chain issues. And with companies unable to solve this problem, some are finding a way to work around it.
Ford Motor Company is taking some drastic steps as they deal with the computer chip shortage. They'll now ship some Explorers without computer chips for the rear air conditioning and heat controls. The missing semiconductors will be sent to dealers to install within a year. It's a way for Ford to get Explorers to customers faster during the shortage. The AC and heat can still be controlled from the front seats. Ford says customers buying an Explorer without the chips will get a price reduction.
Bravo, Ford. This is smart, huh? Instead of delaying sales because of chip shortages, Ford is just going to give you the car unfinished, and then you can install the chip later on. I mean, essentially, Ford is using the same tricks that we use in relationships. Yeah, you tell someone when you meet them, look, I'm not a perfect person right now, but if you give me a year or 2, I'm going to get my shit together. Now, you won't get your shit together, but you made the sale. And not for nothing, but anyone who's ever bought a new car knows the experience of trying to get the price knocked down by removing some of the bells and whistles, right? Everyone knows it. You try to buy a car, and then you're like, can I get that out? Can I get that? And the dealer, what do they always say? They're always like, oh, sorry, it doesn't work that way. It all comes with the package. But now we know the truth. Yeah, because suddenly they can't get a part, and now they're like, oh, no, we can remove some features and charge you less. Meanwhile, all of us are still out here with a retractable moon roof when we could have had a few $100s in our pocket. Who needs a special opening to let the moon in their car anyway? In fact, you know what? Now that we know car manufacturers can do this, they should make everything optional on a car. Yeah, if I want to save a couple thousand by not having brakes, that should be up to me. I'll put the brakes in later. Let's see how this shit goes. You know, when you think about it, actually, this makes you realize that a lot of the problems we have in society aren't problems. We just gotten used to fancy shits. Cars not having heat controls in the back, that's not a problem. Back in the day, you didn't have to worry about the chip that controls the temperature in the back seat, because if you were in the back seat, you had no say. Yeah, which is the way it's supposed to be, by the way. You know who chooses the temperature in the car? The person who pays for the car. Hey, you're gonna come in my car and choose your own temperature. Oh, Trevor, I prefer 70 degrees. Yeah, and I prefer people who can drive themselves. Shut up, Grandpa. Let's just get you to the hospital. I'm joking. He died a long time ago. The car was too cold for him. Now, man, think about it. Controlling the temperature was a front seat privilege, you know? Like choosing the music or deciding what to scream at the dude who just stole your parking space. What, are you being serious? Yo, that guy just took my spot. You ass bucket. Hey, I got this. You ass bucket. See, that's how it's done. And finally, let's move on to some entertainment news about country superstar Dolly Parton. Not only is she one of the world's greatest singer-songwriters, she is also one of the world's most beloved people. Everyone loves Dolly Parton. Yeah, I'm sure even QAnon is like, sure, she eats babies like all other celebrities, but only the babies who deserve it. But here's the thing. Dolly Parton doesn't need all our love.
Country music star Dolly Parton is saying thanks but no thanks to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yesterday, she announced that while she's extremely flattered and grateful, she's pulling out of this year's nominations. She posted a statement on social media saying, "I don't feel that I've earned that right. I really do not want votes to be split because of me, so I must respectfully bow out."
This is not the first time Parton has turned down a major honor. Last year, the self-described backwoods Barbie asked Tennessee lawmakers to drop a bill that would have cemented her legacy in statue form at the state's capital. Parton also revealed to Hoda and Jenna she declined the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice.
I don't work for those awards. It'd be nice, but I'm not sure that that I even deserve it.
Wow. I love how Dolly Parton is treating these major awards, you know, like there's some random dude on the street trying to hand her a flyer. Hey, can I interest you in the Presidential Medal of Freedom? No, thank you, not today. God bless you, though, honey. God bless you. For all those people who said Dolly doesn't deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, this has just proven you wrong. Because turning down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is the most rock and roll thing you could do. Dolly's like, I don't consider myself rock and roll. And the Hall of Fame is like, that is so punk rock. Ah! I also get why Dolly Parton doesn't want a statue of herself. We've seen how celebrity statues can turn out. You think it's going to honor your legacy, but instead, it just shows what you'd look like if you were left in the microwave for 45 minutes. But yeah, Dolly Parton doesn't do any of this for the awards, which is truly wonderful. It says so much about her, and I think it sets a great example for the rest of us, what we should aspire for. You know? This is why we here at The Daily Show are honored to present Dolly Parton with this special award for the most humble person in the world. Congratulations, Dolly. You did it! Woo! Yeah! Oh, man. Oh, and by the way, this award doesn't just come with a trophy. It also comes with $27,000 from my bank account. Yes. Now, unfortunately, Dolly Parton has refused to accept this award, so I'm just going to keep that money. All right.